Okay, hello, my name is Mark Radican and I'll be walking you through the new Microsoft Word 2007 interface. As you can see, it's a little bit different than the last version, the 2003 version. They got away from the menu and toolbar method of finding tools and commands, and they felt that this ribbon is more accessible for the end user and makes you more prone to dig around and find tools and commands, thus making yourself a better Word user. Now, let's see what's going on here. First, this whole thing here across the top is called the ribbon, and it combines menus and toolbars into this easier to use feature. The ribbon is broken up into tabs: home, insert, page layout, and I'm simply using my mouse. I'm left clicking with my mouse and it brings the new tab up. Now, the tab is further broken down into what's called groups. Now, each group shows several related items together. So here, this is the table of contents grouping. This here is the captions grouping. If I click on another tab, I could find the pages grouping, the illustrations grouping, and so on. You'll notice that the buttons are now, they're a little bit more colorful and, easier to identify. So again, this whole ribbon was made for the end user to have a more enjoyable computing experience. Okay? Now, also new in 2007 is what they call the Quick Access Toolbar. Now, the Quick Access Toolbar, it always shows your most commonly used buttons, and it's always visible and near at hand. So here it shows you, you have the save. I mean, everybody saves, undo, redo. I'm sure you know these guys. They come in very handy. The spell checker and the printer. Okay, now you can customize this Quick Access Toolbar by clicking on this black down arrow. Brings up this window here, and you could check. I mean, if you want to add the new button, you make a lot of new documents, you click on new, and look what it did. It added in this button. So I simply have to click on this now, and look at that, a new document came up, which I'm going to close right away. Okay, so. And you could also, if you click down on that black down arrow, you could also minimize the ribbon. You want one more work area. You want to bring it back, you could either double click on a tab, or, let me minimize it again, or you could just simply unselect minimize ribbon. Take your pick, either one works. Now, there's also a lot more commands, so if you want to go into more commands here, pretty much brings up anything you want. So if you click on this down arrow, here are all the tabs. So if you found the tool, let's say under the insert tab that you wanted, click on insert tab, and it's going to bring up all of the commands that are found under that. Let's say you were somebody that was always stamping date and time onto a document. You select it, hit add, hit OK. And there you have it. There's your date and time. And I could simply just click on it. I'll go with the standard format. There it is. There's your time. Alright, so that's your Quick Access Toolbar. Now over here, this is called the Microsoft Office button. It's located in the upper left corner of the application, as you can see. And it opens windows with the fundamental commands associated with all the MS applications, such as, well, let's take a look. Let's click on the button. I'm left clicking. And there they all are, the basic of the basic commands. New, open, save, save as, print, prepare. I mean, they're all there for you to use. You could also go into your Word options, which is going to help you customize your Office desktop. Okay, we'll get into this in more depth a little later on. The other feature I wanted to show you is if I had something highlighted, if I put my mouse just above it, I get what's called the mini toolbar. Now, the mini toolbar is handy in this situation. Let's say I was off in the References tab, and I wanted to format this date. When I put my mouse above it, highlight it again, and I put my mouse just above it, there it is. I get the mini toolbar. Now the mini toolbar is handy, so I don't have to go back to the Home tab to make these changes. I could just stay in the Page Layout tab. I right click, and there's my mini toolbar. I could change the color of the font. I could bold it. Alright, that's called the mini toolbar. Now that appears when you right click over text. The last main feature that they brought in is they call it Live Preview. For instance, if I have this highlighted and I go back to my Home tab and I want to select fonts. So I click down. Let me bring this up so that you guys could see. And look what happens. Anytime I hold my mouse over a particular font, it'll show me. It's called Live Preview. So it's a way of checking out what font you may want, or for that matter, what colors or whatnot. It works for any editing tool. Okay, and it's called Live Preview. So let's say I wanted that Adobe Garamond Pro. I simply click on it, and there it is. One last thing I want to show you today is the new keyboard shortcuts. They're called key tips, and all you have to do to make them appear, it's called Alt. Now when you press Alt, it assigns numbers to everything on my quick access toolbar, and it assigns letters to all the tabs, and also to the Microsoft Office logo button. Okay, so simply by clicking on M, if I wanted to get to the Mailings tab, I click M. There it is. It brings me to the Mailing tab. Okay, so just a quick review. The new features in Office 2007 are the ribbon. The ribbon is comprised of tabs, and these tabs are further broken down into groups, and in the groups of related commands are buttons which you click on. There's also has the customizable quick access toolbar, the Microsoft Office logo button, which stores the basic commands. I also demonstrated Live Preview, and last but not least, if you hit the Alt key, you get what's called key badges, should you be one of those people that like to use your keyboard. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.